shall we get to the news of the day? Let's get there.
Yes, sir. Let's hear it.
Sources can confirm to the Stuff Summer Says with Steve newsroom that Gavin McKenna, the probably number one 2026 NHL draft pick, is going to come to Penn State to play ice hockey. I haven't sat down to think about to write about it yet, but we'll probably write about it this week. But I know we've actually already kind of talked about this and teed this up a little bit, but boy, oh boy, is this a big moment for Penn State hockey. This is a big moment for Penn State athletics. This is a big moment for Penn State. I really think this is a fascinating time. And I think this is like, it's wild to go from where we were back in the depths of December when I said to you, Steve, boy, they're really struggling, to Frozen Four, to a first round draft pick, to now likely the first overall draft pick in the upcoming draft. And I think credit to Guy Gadowski. I think credit to Pat Kraft, because I think this is what's fascinating to me. And one of the things that I kind of not predicted, but was interested in keeping an eye on is he came from Boston College, and what sport is most important at Boston College? It's ice hockey. And it seems like he's committing and helping and making sure that Guy Gadowski has all the tools and levers he wants to pull to make this happen. And I think that's big and important. And honestly, credit to Gavin McKenna for wanting to take a shot. Because this is to a degree, like Jackson Smith, yes, he is a first round draft pick, but this is different. This is a not a generational talent per se, because I feel like we collectively overused that word in hockey, but this is going to be one of the best NHL players probably once he's done, maybe only in 1 year, but it right away. And it's a groundbreaking athlete because it shows that they can come to Penn State and play. Kind of going back to your point, it goes back to just so much that it's like I said, I haven't really collected all the thoughts yet, but it's a big day. It's a big day for Penn State men's hockey.
Yeah, and I'll add on to the transformational piece from December.
Mm-hmm.
I think what's most interesting to me about this influx of talent is that Coach Gadowski, Guy, embraced this, has embraced it up until now. And I'm not saying he's changing, but he said, it's all about the collective. Guys fighting for themselves. We might not be the most talented guys, but it's what people can do when they share the same. So I'm not saying that he never said he wanted to do it with talented players, but it almost felt like the message was, we don't need those this is our mindset. This is who we are. We'll be fine. But now we've got those. So it'll be interesting to me how those get woven into the culture of what's going on. So I think that'll be fun to watch.
I think so too. I think I think the other thing that we collectively forget about, and hockey's obviously a weird sport just because of the way the draft works and things like that, development works. But hockey is also the ultimate team sport. We hear that cliched so much, and Gavin McKenna probably doesn't it's not like he has a personality of NFL superstars per se, or of a Gronk, or even Pat Mahomes does to a degree, right? And I think that's where and how that can fit in. And I'm fascinated to see, to your point, how this experiment does go, to a degree, because it's a 1 year experiment. But I would not anticipate that Gavin McKenna comes back after his first season just because he's going to get drafted number 1 overall, and then he's going to go make more money. To be honest and blunt, the only reason he's most likely doing this is it's a relative money grab, because the NIL situation allows these guys to go make money. And before, when the CHL and the NCAA did not have an agreement, or were kind of closed off, they would say in the CHL, but now this becomes a more viable route. I was talking about this and explaining this to some people earlier, the CHL is going to stay in its age range, but I do think that we're going to see a balance of talent. And you can see this with all of the additions that are coming in for Penn State in particular. Shea Van Olm being another guy, and even Jackson Smith too, being with the Tri-City Americans. it's just it's an interesting rebalance, and we're going to see, I think, college hockey get stronger from it, and I think that's a good thing for college hockey, because I do think it's as somebody that is a genuine college hockey fan, like, it's a great sport, and it has all these little niches and nuances that, like, even if Penn State does assemble this like super team or this incredibly strong team, you could still have Denver, you could still have Western Michigan, like, you could still have all of this other stuff that balances it out and makes it neat. And I think I'm interested to see how this goes, but I think this is a big moment for Penn State, and yeah, cool.
They've decided they're going to go in, right? They decided they're going to the CHL thing. That's the approach they're going to take, which is great. It'll just be fun to watch the cult. And I don't know that the culture changes or whatever else. It's just that you've gone from, and blue collar is too stereotypical of a term, but perhaps an undertouted team to a team that will be around which there'll be high expectations on, and maybe higher talent level. And do you grind? Do you see the bigger picture than everybody else? And I think that's easy to see in hockey. Mm-hmm. Because it is. You could do all this shit right, and the puck goes the wrong way, and you're screwed. Right. So the prima donna world doesn't work. Well, it doesn't seem so, but they'll be fun to watch.